Water. We are made of 60% of her, and we must consume it to survive. Are you sure our bodies cannot live long without water? It suffices to look at the exact composition of the organs, as well as the aforementioned 60% of the body. Our heart and brain are made up of 75% H2O, and our lungs can contain up to 83%. Therefore, it must be replenished regularly. Recommendations for how much water each person needs vary. It all depends on your lifestyle, gender, weight, and where you live. It is often assumed that a person needs 8 glasses of water, which is about 2 liters of liquid. Is it a liquid, to be exact, or specifically water? After all, it's mostly water, like juice. We're talking 85% content here, so yes, you need to drink more, but stay hydrated. However, there are pitfalls. It's sugar. If the drinks we drink contain a lot of it, we need to drink more fluids, as we need water to metabolize this ingredient. Similarly, caffeine can cause dehydration through its effects, and is therefore not recommended as an ingredient in any liquids consumed. Now back to how much water you actually need to drink. As mentioned earlier, one of the basic assumptions is to drink 2 liters of water every day. If we are more active, taller, or live in a hotter climate, the recommended intake increases to 4 liters per day. American football player Tom Brady is said to have drank about 9 liters of water on active days. This equates to about 37 glasses of water for him per day. So assuming he was awake for his 16 hours, he drank about 2.5 glasses of water per hour. Water is essential for our bodies. It helps us in hundreds of processes. Our bodies work with it. Removing contaminants and even regulating temperature is important for virtually every process, including the brain. Drink water, as all these processes consume about 2-3 liters of water per day is needed. That's quite a pace considering it takes less than a month for a 90-pound man to lose all his water this way. So the idea of not drinking seems pretty drastic. Of course, the first thing I would like to point out is that I do not recommend such behavior. Don't do that, because it can be dangerous to your health and life. Now, let's set the rules for our little experiment. First of all, we don't drink water, but we also drink other liquids. As already established, juices, coffee, tea, or sweetened beverages will also hydrate. Second, we have to give up food, or at least where the moisture content is very high. Fruit is an example of such food. Unfortunately, most foods contain trace amounts of water. Now you have a pass for your experiment. One is the not-so-realistic scenario of somehow getting all the nutrients except water. And the second is something that could have happened in our world. In other words, a small amount of food sustains our vital functions, but it cannot fully meet some of our water needs. The latter serves as a reference for our experiments. However, it is worth noting that we have also used information from studies and reports on people who have been cut off from food sources. The first few hours without liquids can be difficult for us. To enter saving mode. The brain signals the kidneys to make aquaporins, proteins that help absorb water. This has the side effect of turning the urine dark yellow. Interestingly, urine color is an indicator of how hydrated your body is. The higher the transparency, the higher the water content in the body. Moreover, our symptoms depend on our lifestyle. A loss of even 2% of water in the body can have a significant impact on our work. I have a headache, loss of appetite, and fatigue. It also makes it difficult to concentrate on the task at hand. Scientific studies show that such small losses adversely affect reaction time, executive function, or motor performance. It's the pulse, less urine and sweat. The latter causes thermoregulatory problems and increases body temperature. Salivation stops, lips become dry. It becomes difficult to speak, lips begin to dry and crack. We feel weak, weary, and it becomes more and more difficult to function. Lower blood pressure and a faster heartbeat also increase the risk of heart disease. Another loss of more than 10% has serious consequences. We lose the ability to speak and our tongue becomes too dry to control. Our brain periodically robs us of consciousness, so it's just like any other part of the body. Convulsions and frequent unconsciousness occur. Hallucinations and illusions caused by delirium accompany rare moments of consciousness. There is little chance of remedying the situation on your own. And all this until the 15% moisture loss limit is exceeded. Then there is death. Assuming a daily fluid loss of 3 liters, this state is reached in about 3 days. Some creatures are strong enough to survive maybe 5 times. Yes, that's all it takes to kill us. This is why hydration is so important, and even ignoring this aspect, for example, ingesting a small amount of liquids a day, can significantly worsen his health and also his health. Chronic dehydration affects not only the condition of your skin and muscles, but also your heart and brain. It increases the risk of stroke and heart attack. In addition, they are exposed to problems with the excretory system, especially the kidneys. Therefore, it is important to rehydrate regularly and drink as much water as you need. But how long can we live without water? Here we can recall the example of Jesus, where he survived 40 days without water or food in the desert. Unfortunately, this is absolutely impossible for humans. You can live 18 days without water, because that's what his Andreas Mihavec, an 18-year-old Austrian bricklayer, went through. In 1979, he was put in a cell and forgotten. Of course there must be, but it's here too. Andreas saved his life by licking the dampness of the wall for 18 days. Nevertheless, he lost his 24 kilograms and took several weeks to recover. However, it is important not to exceed a certain amount to avoid dehydration. Drinking too much water is also a threat to us. Hyponatremia, or low sodium levels in the body caused by excess water, can be fatal. Drinking more than 3-4 liters of water a day, not exercising, and not sweating much, exposes your body to a lot of damage. Again, it makes it difficult to concentrate and think. It is accompanied by headache, nausea, general weakness, and vomiting. The more fluids you drink, the worse your condition becomes, until your heart stops, you stop breathing, or you go into a coma. In other words, we will die. That's why it's important to maintain balance and listen to your body. Drinking water is worth it, but you can't overdo it. However, it is worth consulting a doctor or nutritionist for more information. And of course, research these topics yourself, or others you can listen to on my channel. I also hope to see you every Friday. Stay warm. Hello.